what your heart resonates with. Bumpstocks. Does your heart resonate with Bumpstocks? Unfortunately, the right no longer exists. So now we're playing all in.
Hey, no black belt survives that kind of lead.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming. Is there anything else to say about Jimmy? Other than, I remember when he was calling people fat on the Ben Stein show. What do you call them? Well, there's a few words that we're all pretty familiar with, but because it doesn't matter. Things like SNL and things like late night talk shows, they don't matter. It's arguable that they ever did. I have no idea. Everything, the numbers are phony and it's all been like that, but it just doesn't matter. Did he get a script in that required him to weep?
For the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for our allies in Ukraine.
You expect me to sit here across from the screen and believe that that's actually real? Guy's an actor. He's an actor. He's gonna start getting worked up and emotional. He's gonna be weeping on TV. Couldn't hold it back. Dude, are you kidding me? Guy's an actor. It's just stuff for everyone to talk about. Like we're doing it right now, but we might as well be real about it. I deny Jimmy Kimmel's politics in that I deny he believes them. I deny that. I deny those tears were for politics. I deny it. I deny it. It's not real. He's an actor. Don't believe it. He's a fucking actor. Everyone else in that whole crew. Who did he used to be with old Sarah Silverman? She had a good scene in, wow, the one with Ryan Phillippe and Fenster. Usual suspects. Again, blackface Sarah. Hey, that's her business if she wants to do that sort of comedy, honestly. I deny that what comes out of her mouth politically is what she believes. I deny it. And get this, I'll actually die before I don't deny it. I'll die before I believe that all the actors on TV, that's their real politics. It's fake. They're actors. Don't you get it by now? They're actors. They don't influence any people. Who's influenced by Sarah Silverman? She does some good stuff. My favorite was blackface that she did. I just don't believe what they say about their politics is real. I will say it again. They're actors. They play roles and they lie. I don't know what else to call them. Who wants to use the word propaganda anymore? Anyone else? Anyone ever want to use that again? Anyone ever want to use that ever again? So, again, I'll deny it. Just as I deny all history and all science. Hey, if I got to be the only one to do it. I usually do things 10 years ahead of time or 8 years ahead, something like that, and then everyone just does it. But that's okay. Can't be all true. Has to be a little bit true, though. It's all the same stuff. You look in any people's early life, and you look hard enough, and you'll see the validity of bloodlines and conspiracies. What else could you say about Hollywood people? And Jim did some good stuff. I liked when he was pinching that woman's ass.
Tell us what you think of the statue.
And you may think I'm making a joke, that I'm being sarcastic or ironic, but I'm not. I'm saying I appreciate the two jokes, the blackface and the pinching thing. Like anyone who enjoys comedy can appreciate comedy, and they'll actually die before they don't appreciate it. He's doing talk shows for years and years. This time he's crying. He can't hold it back. The feeling of emotion is that intense inside of him. What's he on, fucking pills? What's he drinking or something? What's his deal? Get out of my face with that stuff, actor. Get out of my face with that. But I'm pretty glad about that. People talking about the election or something. I don't know. It's done, I guess. Do you have to keep talking about it? Has that ever happened before? A term in between 2 terms for a president. Has that ever happened? Grover Cleveland. There it is. You don't usually see things like that too often. I don't know what happened with the term in between. I didn't watch it, or not one single second of it. I actually don't know. Because I'll say it again, as I've said before, the second they ran Joe Biden, I knew that it was faker than even I thought it was. And I was like, whoop, that's it for me. He's president. It's like an episode of Back to the Future, or rather an episode of Silence of the Lambs. Some guy's like, you know who's president in 2020, whatever the heck? I don't even remember. Joe Biden. Excuse me? After the Obama years, he was the joke of the world. You know, his role has always been a joke like that. People like that they're like lightning rods. They take heat off of more important things around. That's why you see people talk about that or RFK. I mean, we'll talk about it too. I'm just saying this and that. And Joe Biden's, he's real dementia. He's crazy. All the stuff about Kamala, I don't know. And then you're like, oh, so there's a new president? No more income tax? Is that what I'm to understand? No more income taxes? Wait, no? Why not? Oh, then once more, the litany. Bumpstocks years ago. Then it's the litany of excuses. Why not? For the rest of your life. What matters? Hey, what about the demographics? What about foreigners? What about that? If we could be bold and frank tonight. What about foreigners? You got foreigners coming. Think about it real for a second with me, and we'll skip all the rest of the stuff. You know what I'm saying, though? You get what I'm saying? There's foreigners coming into your country. Like, think about it for a second. Yo, what about that? What about the foreigners at the daycares and all the schools with the kids in and you could say a million things again. Do they know they're being a bioweapon rat people? Do they know that? It's a rhetorical question. Who cares? Who knows what? Doesn't matter. When it hits the fan, we're all susceptible to the same dangers. So what about that? There's a new president. We're going to drain the swamp. How'd that go? You going to drain the swamp? Bumpstocks. Yo, you going to drain the swamp? Actually, bumpstocks. What else? Wailing Wall. Oh. What else? Glowing orbs in Arabia. What else? 666 Fifth Avenue. Chabad. And you're like, yo. Okay, so in other words, this next term, we're going to do it again. You're going to drain the swamp? What about foreigners? Well, you see. Oh. What about income taxes? Oh, well, you see. Oh, I see. The same lines that your parents got. The same lines that your grandparents got. The same lines that your great-grandparents got. So, but hey, we're going to have to laugh about it. We have no choice. So you're going to argue for the rest of your life on the pros and cons of foreigners coming into your country. That's going to be the rest of your life, the pros and cons of it. No, but there's a lot of cons. But what about you're gonna be going back and forth like that for the rest of your life until you're like this, like when like the electricity's off and people the water's poisoned, everything, and you're like this. Yeah, you got a cigarette. Yeah, harvest time. Enjoy. Doing a freaking live action narc movie. Bumpstocks. So, what else is there? We've identified the things. What are the things that are ruining your life? Foreigners coming to your country, of course. I mean, it's not open for debate. There's the gas chamber door. If you want to, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. It's not even open for debate. What about income tax? What about, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's slutty. That's really slutty. You know what's really ruining my life, though, is income tax. Know what's really ruining your life right now? All the housing's going to foreigners. And who buys up the land and the houses? Wait, let me guess. Foreigners. Who's buying all the land? Oh, foreigners. No problem. We're all children of God. We're all brothers in Christ, aren't we? That means we're all children, so whatever. Now, look, I'm tackling these things the way they need to be tackled. Because you can't, it's not a personal thing that's happening right now. You're seeing military campaigns. So there's no point in being, having your empathy or your rage or whatever the hell hijacked from you. And you're like, we talk about these things in terms of strategy, very strategic terms only. I'm just saying those are the things that are happening. Strategy and reality. I don't say hate whoever the hell's moving in. It doesn't matter to me at all. It's not them. It's being made to happen by the military. You know how it goes. Who's got the monopoly on violence? Dude, these things are made, these are military campaigns. But anyway, those two things, just like income tax, what do you think that is? That's a military campaign because you'll end up dead or in jail if you stop paying. What branch of government is that? Well, sir, it's the military branch that is in control of it. Because the bullets are what are used against you, or jail time is what is used against you. That's force by violence. Housing, why can't you get anything? Oh, they're moving everyone in. You've never seen Dr. Zhivago? Have you ever read Dr. Zhivago or watched the movie? You didn't know they've done that before? moved in the bums and the foreigners into hotels, and then the next step is your house, your own house if you have a big house with empty rooms. What? You didn't watch? You didn't read Dr. Zhivago? You don't know that that's already been done before? The precedent's already been set? You don't know that? Wow. Who did that? The Bolsheviks. The who? I mean, I'm just saying that's just how it is. We could put in the movie right now, and as it goes on, you can see the doctor's family has neighbors inside the house after the commies took over. Oh, it can't happen here? Is that right? It's never happened anywhere, only in fiction. Really? What about the Russian Revolution? I don't know. I don't even know what the excuses are. The Tsar was a tyrant. The Tsar created the famine as, who knows what they say? First of all, I don't even know if the Tsar existed. I don't know. Or the family. I have no idea. I'm just saying. I refuse to deal in absolutes or absolute presumptions. I refuse. So there's that. I've been enjoying that poster of the chicken and the Tsar family for many years now. I just didn't. Who wants to talk about a ritual murder of children in a family? Like, you guys want to talk about that? Oh, that sounds. Hey, I've been doing some research. You know what? What do you guys want to talk about that? No, I never wanted to talk about that stuff. Who wants to know that stuff? Stingray? Allow me to enjoy that, but I'm not going to tell you. Why would I tell you things that damage you if you are living empathetic thing? Why would I? It's way too dark. It's not good. Anyway, all different sort of excuses why these things happen, but we all know it's not for economic. Let's say in Russia, when they were putting all the bums and whoever the hell they were importing or trying to get them to, molest your family or kill your family by forcing them inside your house. Like, who knows? I don't know what the criteria was, but they probably emptied the asylums and put them in people's houses. Death machinery does things like that. It's nothing personal. It's biblical tribal warfare. It's either tribes of whatever the heck or competing species that you don't know. You don't even know. You have no idea. You just don't know anything, is what I'm trying to say. There are only certain things you can know. There are a few things that you know for sure, okay? We play a different game. I don't know what kind of reasoning it is because I'm just an idiot. There are certain things that are irrefutable. I like to deal in irrefutables, not whatever word I used a second and a half ago. Things you know for sure. They don't want women having children. Look at the policies. Look at everyone has to work. We could go on about, generally, you know what I'm saying? They don't want certain demographic of people having children. It's irrefutable. By hook or by crook, these things are done by way of deception. We all know that by now. They'll fool the women into wanting to compete against the men and, I don't know, make money and pay taxes and stuff like that. They do these things in devious ways. Because if they came out straight up outright and did it, they would be swept away. They would be swept away. No matter what God is behind them, they would be swept away. That thing's done. These things have to be done in this way. Otherwise, people would notice, and they would get violent, and they would sweep the people away. And that's irrefutable. I'm excited. It's irrefutable. Look anywhere around the world. Maybe even in Lebanon, for example, or I don't know where else. I don't know where most people are. The fact that Christians specifically are marked for death is irrefutable. I didn't say Jews. I didn't say Muslims. I didn't say Hindus. I didn't say anything else. I said Christians are irrefutably marked for death. I'm listing out issues that actually matter. Issues that actually ruin and end your life is what I am litanying right now. Another one is the fair complexion. The fair complexion are not allowed to have a homeland. They're marked for death. We all know that. I don't know if it's a holdover from Atlantis. I don't know if it's warring tribes of Israel or whatever country you want to name it. I don't know if it's competing species. I don't know because it's gay. The truth you're always fantasizing about and looking for, like in the X-Files, guess what? I got news for you. Truth's gay. It's about as gay as politics, knowing the truth about everything. Take it from me. And I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just fast forwarding you all. You think I'm wrong? Anyone in here think I'm wrong? I'm just saying the quest for things is meaningless. Certain things. But those are irrefutable. There's a lot of stuff that's irrefutable. Housing. Why is rent the way it is? Why are houses the way they are? Why is gas the way it is? Why are utilities the way they are? Why is inflation the way it is? Why are groceries the way it is? Those things bottleneck your potential. When you bottleneck earning potential, you diminish the total life. So you guys don't get these things, but they're actually murder. Well, you probably do get these things. Financial warfare, someone shafting you or an entity shafting you and destroying opportunity or stealing from you, it's actually murder. So there are no civilians. That's all. What do you think about that? Anybody talk about those things? Has anybody, the White House been talking about any of those things? Which factors? Is it racism or phobia this or ism that or whatever? Or are the factors that straight up destroy your life without you even knowing? Because they're just taken for granted. Oh, that's how it is. Like potholes and safety and free. It's not free, man. Like people have no idea. They will though. If we're talking about it right now, they will. You have to, 𝐴𝐻. You have to be gay in politics. You have to. It's the way it is. On the Senate floor, shooting gay tapes. Well, the gay community is a bit spicy. So spicy, they got to take meds. Hey, we're all children of God, brothers in Christ. The gay people that watch this love the jokes like that. How could gay people not love any jokes that I say? You got to understand, I'm dealing with comedy that is transcendent. Well, okay, we got RFK. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to hear his voice, so I can't watch the video. It says, though, RFK vows to clear out the FDA. There's another one. There is actually another one. The insane ways that you're fooled and or forced into paying for the products that reduce your lifespan and make you weaker. But what's he going to do? Start increasing the quality of the food? Oh, wait. I bet that's likely. Again, what incentive is there for a government to increase the quality of the food? Anybody? Anyone have a good answer? What, because they love you and they're going to cry if they don't? Depends what world you live in. It depends what world you live in. It depends how you view the world. That's your politics, right? How you view the world. Don't they kind of describe it as that? Like, well, what's politics mean? Oh, that's how you view the world. Really? How do you view income taxes? Dude, if there was no military, you'd be speaking German right now. You'd be getting raped and everything. It'd be Mad Max times 50 in the streets, man. Like, oh, really? I'm not arguing for no military. That's a big cookie. Is the military industrial complex? You want to talk about that? Nah. Just look at the way Eisenhower looks during his picture. That's all you need to know about Eisenhower. You think he's a good guy? What did he do for a living? Killed Germans? Think he's one of the good guys? Like Reagan's one of the good guys. Open up the asylums. Let them all out. That's what happens. What's his background? He's the head of the Screen Actors Guild. Reagan was a bad guy. Eisenhower, he was one of the bad guys. Roosevelt, he was one of the bad guys. Get it? It's just how it works. Who are the good guys? Who are the good guys? You could infer that those who were fired and sabotaged and suicided were the good guys. Douglas MacArthur, George Patton. Now you know who the good guys are. Patton. We all know this by now, don't we? FDR. Yeah, Teddy. I don't know anything about him other than survived an assassination attempt and still lost the election after, for a second term. Very strange with Teddy. He looked like an alien. There's something wrong. But FDR was definitely not, he was not one of the good guys. And you could tell because he was a gimp in a wheelchair pretending to be president for 4 terms. Dude, is that Stephen Hawking? That's a bit Stephen Hawking-esque. That's how you know they're actors. Again, another actor. He's the president. He's gimped out in a wheelchair. He's got blankets over him. He's the president? Really? Well, you see, there would have been panic, or it would have been bad for morale had the wheelchaired gimp stepped down, and it would have been pandemonium in the streets. The morale, we would have lost the war. The Nazis would have won. Who knows what would have happened if that would have happened? The Japanese would have bombed New York if we would have shown any weakness instead of letting the wheelchair gimp be in office for 4 terms. He's in hell right now, burning in hell. Any questions? U.S. History 101. I don't take any of that shit from no gimp. Lucky I don't know anything about him at all. That's how it happens sometimes. The good guys. So that's how I feel about even Eisenhower. Eisenhower was pretty good. What did he... I don't remember what he did. Designed freeways, right? How's that working out? There it is. He started NASA. He's the one that, as far as I know, coined the term military-industrial complex. He creates it, but then he's like this. He's coining it and warning everyone on the way out. Dude, why don't you warn everyone and do something about... Oh, no. What's next? What the hell is next? You ever wonder that? The military is a hard sell. I mean, it's a hard sell for most people to understand that all of the nations are like, they're on the same team, yet they war with each other. Like people, it's really hard for someone who's unfamiliar with atrocity to understand that. It's not possible. Not possible for most people to understand that. You know how world events are. War is forever. Yeah, remember how similar they looked? All the World War I nations? Don't you remember George and the Kaiser and the Tsar? Like, I don't even remember who's who, but they looked like clones. It's crazy. All they did was the last, 150 years or whatever the heck it is, 200 years or whatever, I don't know. All it is dismantling and hiding of the past. The dismantling of the strength of people and transferred to Nimrod's system or an occupied tyranny, an panopticon prison, a spiritual battleground. It does matter how you define these things, what clicks in your mind or what your heart resonates with. Bumpstocks. Does your heart resonate with Bumpstocks? Unfortunately, the right no longer exists. Now also understand this, Bumpstocks. If you knew how afraid these people were of the people, you would be shocked. Otherwise, why would they bother banning Bumpstocks? It's really crazy. But enough about Bumpstocks. Why would they ban them if they weren't crying and pissing their pants, knowing that one day the war will be lost and the wickedness will go down to the pit? How do you spend your life like that? Yikes! Yikes! Spending your life like that, waiting for the pit? Yikes! No thanks. So there it is. Oh, it happened after the... Okay, so the bumps happened after the Vegas hotel thing that happened for no reason that there was no resolution on, right? Well, we're all familiar with the MO by now, right? Like, what happened in Vegas? Nothing. What are you, racist? What are you, going to be a problem? No, we just want to know. You going to be a problem? We just want to know what happened in Vegas. You going to be a problem?